Hello, everybody, and welcome back. Yes, back to another spectacular episode of the Sideline Guys. I'm Chris.
I'm Derek.
Woo, woo. I can't believe it. It's the best time of the year.
Yes, sir.
NBA is in full swing. We got the
Yeah,
World Series Game 3 happening as we speak, if I'm not
yeah.
mistaken.
And
It's just,
Mariah
it's,
Carey is thawing off. She's ready
oh,
for
how dare
Christmas.
you? How dare you? I'm sure there's a couple eggs somewhere frozen still, but
Yeah, yeah.
honestly, I'm not ready for Christmas because as the native thick boy of the group,
Yeah.
Thanksgiving is a very important sacred holiday in this
Oh,
household. I'm just saying.
look, man, I'm ready for my sweet potato pie.
Yes.
I only eat sweet potato pie. Well, I can't say only, but I mostly eat sweet potato pie with the graham cracker crust. Like
Yeah, if it
that's a
doesn't
must.
have graham cracker crust, we got to talk.
It's yeah. So my mom always does that every year, so I'm looking forward to that.
And I just want to say thank you for, solidifying the truth around this place because if you said anything
Yeah.
about pumpkin pie, I don't think
Oh
we can
no.
continue this work
N-
relationship respectfully.
Nah, I don't even think I can continue with OTS, honestly.
It's against the mission, god damn it.
Yeah, my black card would have to be turned into the black delegation and everything. It just wouldn't work. It wouldn't
Yeah,
work.
definitely been traded on the race draft, but we're
Oh
here.
yeah.
It's all good. Speaking of trading a couple of members of the white delegation, the Nets, we got some stuff to talk about with this team, man. We got some stuff to talk about. So
Yo, that was an
from
epic transition, man.
honestly, the best part about this all happening is how convicted you have been about the fact that he shouldn't have been there in the first place. So I,
Yeah.
I want you to take the reins on this one. But just got word, obviously, that Steve Nash has been fired. Um,
Yes.
shit, the news came out before he could even get his goodbye to Brooklyn out. Feel
Yeah.
feel kind of bad for the dude, but that's the business, right? So, what is
Did
your
he?
main takeaways? Yeah, I do. I don't think he got a fair shake, respectfully.
I don't think he was ready. I don't think he was
I
ready to
don't think that
coach.
team, I don't think that, yeah, true. I don't think that team with what happened in the off season was
Yeah.
emotionally and mentally ready to do anything this year, but I
Hey
get it.
man. Look, it is what it is. Again, he shouldn't have been a coach in Brooklyn from the start. Um, I don't know because this is so weird because you have reports that are coming out that they're going to try and get their old love back. Ime Udoka, um, what a PR move this franchise is going to have to deal with for the next season if he indeed is installed as a new coach. Sean Marks came out, I'd say probably like an hour or two ago, saying that they have not made a decision on the replacement of Steve Nash. So I guess he's saying take it with a grain of salt. I
Mhm.
don't know. Brooklyn. Honestly, if Udoka was going to coach anywhere, uh, this season, Brooklyn would make sense because of the fact that I don't think they actually care about uh how they look in this situation.
Oh no, not at all.
You
They have
can't
already
say
been
that you've done your
embarrassed,
due.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
Their
You
dignity's
can't.
gone.
Oh yeah, no, it's shipped off like overnight. Like I think they've said that they've done that. There's been reports that Brooklyn has done the due diligence on Udoka and what happened within Boston, and that Boston's ready to let him walk without compensation. I don't I don't know. Let's just say that if he is indeed hired in the next day or two, then okay, truth to the thing to the report. But at the same time, something about it doesn't feel right.
I agree.
Something about it doesn't feel right. I don't even know if I should believe it, but one hiring Udoka while he's suspended for the season from the Celtics. Um, You
Is that
couple
a
that,
Celtics thing though? Like, is that
yeah,
okay?
it's a team imposed suspension. So yeah, technically he could walk and then he's free to go wherever he wants at that point. But um you couple that issue with what's going on with Kyrie and the anti-Semitic rhetoric and all that stuff. Like I don't know like why that would be something they would gravitate toward.
Yep.
Like I don't know. And then for Boston to let him walk without compensation, you got the leverage here, man. I would demand Nick Claxton, first round pick, something like that. If
That's
look,
a
that's
lot. I'm not
that
gonna lie,
well,
that's a lot.
I mean, what? It's not gonna give us KD.
I mean, it's not like y'all gonna do anything with Ime ever again.
No, we're not. We're not. We're not. But are they going to actually let? Are they going to? Here's the thing. I think Brooklyn wants to roll the dice on Ime because Kyrie has another year on his contract.
Mhm.
KD is for 4 more years, and
There's some familiarity there,
there's
right?
some familiarity there with them. And then also he's coached Ben Simmons in Philadelphia. So
And I think that he's one of the best options out there, right? Like that needs to be considered as well.
coaching wise, I get it. I get it, but from a PR standpoint, this is not a good look.
Bro,
It's not a good
they
look.
stopped giving a fuck about PR when they got Kyrie. Like this
I
is the train we're on. Like and did you see real quick? I need to
yeah.
mention this. Did you see the argument with the reporter where he's going back and forth with
Yeah.
this guy trying to
Yeah.
claim that he is not promoting these values and ideas? Well, that's
Hmm.
quite literally what you are doing on your social media. Like that is exactly what you're doing, regardless of you having monetary ties to it. Promotion is
Hmm.
promotion, right? I throw out promos for these podcasts whenever they drop. I'm telling everyone, hey, come and look at this, right? That's exactly
Yeah.
what it is by definition. You
Yeah.
look like an idiot. And what you're promoting is idiocy. Let's be real.
Hmm.
I mean, the
Hmm.
fact that you have to explain away, well, pump the brakes on Alex Jones. I don't agree with this stuff, but that was on point. Come on, bro. Like
Yeah.
wake the fuck
Yeah.
up. And then we're hiring Ime, the dude that puts the ass in harassment. It's just I don't know what the fuck is going on here. They clearly are not worried at all about their image and what they do with it. So
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. I'm still kind of like skeptical on whether that is the actual move or not. Until
I think
I
it's the only
see
move.
I
Like you can
I
promote the assistant coach, but who else are you gonna angle
well,
for?
I mean, at the same time, you really that's actually believing that you're able to get out the East, right? As constructed, I don't care who you're talking about the coaches. As constructed, do you actually believe what you've seen over the last couple of games since the season has started that the Nets look like a team that's actually going to be able to make it out the East?
No, but they can't rebuild
No.
with Kyrie and KD there. Like you're gonna be in the bubble talks regardless, right?
Oh
Like you're
yeah,
gonna
no,
end up
I agree with you on that. But I would at that point I would say you need to trade. You need to trade someone.
someone. Yeah, but they don't
Just like
want
the
to.
Lakers, you need to trade someone, right? Like
Hmm.
it's if you're expecting to have this level of success, you have not had it with this roster. I don't see how you look at this roster and say, "Oh yeah, we're all in. This is the coach we need." You had the coach there. You had him there.
Yep.
So like even if they're able to get him, I'm still not even I'm skeptical on this whole notion that they've done their due diligence because you obviously didn't do your due diligence with Kyrie. You didn't do your due diligence with Steve Nash. You didn't do your due diligence probably with even Ben Simmons.
Yep.
And honestly, I don't even think they did their full due diligence with James Harden.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Because this goes all the way back
Couldn't
to
even
that
get him a
trade.
nutritionist before he
Yeah,
left.
get a
Come on,
salad or
son.
something. Like I don't think that they know how to properly go through all the checks and balances that they need to in order to make a move that would actually make sense. I just don't. I don't.
I
So
don't think
yeah,
they're worried
go get.
about that. I
I don't
think
think.
this is the
Well,
all 2K team, right? Like it's like
that's what I'm saying though.
what is the biggest name that makes the most relative sense in given the shit show, right?
So do
I
you believe
personally
that?
don't even get why bring this situation upon yourself. I don't understand.
Right. But so are you saying that you believe that they're doing this like in a way the same way the Cowboys do? They want the big name splash. They don't care about the
I
success,
think
seemingly.
I think given his track record and bringing you guys to the finals in his first year, like you cannot deny that this is someone that is competent in coaching, right?
For sure.
And
For sure.
given the entire situation of everything that went on, regardless, like we live in the era, man. It's just the truth. No press is bad press, right?
Right.
So at the end of the day, it's the 1-2 punch. This is the biggest available name besides someone like Becky Hammond, who's probably tied up in contracts and things like that. So
Mhm.
this is probably the biggest splash you can make on top of it being someone that is of high prestige as a coach and someone who has shown that they could win at the highest level. Now, do they think they're going to win with this roster? I think that's impossible to think that they're going to make a championship run. But
Right.
I think they're already locked in enough with this whole situation where they doubled down and said, we're not trading UKD. We're going to move forward through your contract. And once you're done with your contract, then you could get out of here.
Mhm.
I'm pretty sure they're just saying, we're going to go all in to see whatever the hell we got, whatever that is. And then after this, once he's on his last year of his deal, we'll try to trade him somewhere, get as much assets, and then blow it up. I think that's the
Yeah.
idea. And I think if you're hiring someone that just went to the Eastern Conference Finals as a coach, um, it gives some people hope, right?
Yeah, see, here's my thing though. If you For a lot of people that are talking about Ime should be, because I know even Stephen A. Smith has talked about this, about Ime should be the coach for Brooklyn, right?
Mhm.
And that he would push them there. People that are saying that to me didn't actually watch Boston last year. Do you know why? Because Ime was calling players out in the press last year. Tatum, Brown, Smart, Williams. He called all these guys out at various times of the season last year. Do you actually think him calling out Kyrie and Ben Simmons before Christmas or New Year is going to actually bode well for this team's chemistry? Like
Not
I
at
don't
all.
think
Not at all.
that he is the right person for this roster. Do I believe that he is a great coach? I absolutely do. I thought, in my opinion, he was coach of the year last year. And
Mhm.
people thought I was being biased, but you see what ended up happening, right? That being said, I don't think that those players on that team, all of them, are going to respond to him the way that Boston responded to him last year. So
That's a very fair point.
I don't think that we have a case where this makes any sense. Like this doesn't make any sense in any facet that you put it in. I like I In my opinion, I don't agree with it. Um but hey, check ball. Let's see what happens,
Yeah.
right?
And I feel like I agree with what you said. I think that's a very good point. But I consider the rosters too, right? Like everyone on
Mhm.
Boston last year, to a certain extent, your biggest vet was who? Al Horford. Did you hear him
Mhm.
bagging on Al Horford in the media? No. I
Mhm.
think that plays a part of it. Now, the main vets of this team are acting like children. So, do you
Mhm.
think you're going to be able to lead in that same way? Not at
Yeah.
all. I think
Yeah.
he's going to take more of a backseat approach where these things happen within, because this is a team where the media narrative has gotten ahead of it itself before the season even started. So I don't think he's going to try to contribute to that in the same way. Do I think he's going to be demanding of these people regardless behind closed doors? Hell yes. But I think it's just going to be a different scenario, right? You got to treat your children a little differently, right? And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. It's not to say not everyone deserves tough love, right? Everyone has to get it at some point. But I think reading the room and seeing how historically this team has been a fucking nightmare in the press, regardless of what the situation is, asking
Yeah.
out, saying dumb shit, um, I mean, just outright squabbling on the court, like you see it between Kyrie and Ben Simmons and a bunch of different other players, just frustration in general. I
Yeah.
think you read the room, you start from within in that way, and recognize, hey, like coming in here, like this shit can't get worse. We 2-5, right? Like this shit can't get worse. Like let's figure it out. And ultimately, I think the approach changes, right? I think even I mean, considering the situation he is in, do you think he wants to be a media forward coach? Like, I don't think that'll be the case
Bro.
either. So,
That introductory press conference, if he actually is going to Brooklyn, that introductory press conference is going to be hell.
dude,
Because no one's gonna ask him anything about this roster probably until like his first game there. Everybody's gonna ask him about what happened in
piecing out that
Boston.
suspension. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And yeah, yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. In my opinion, he was already done in Boston anyway. So like that
That
wasn't
doesn't
happening.
matter.
Yeah, it was never coming. He was never coming back to actually coach in Boston. So, whether he was going to sit for the year and try to come back to Boston as like an assistant coach, I doubt he'd do that. Um, so that was never going to work.
Yeah.
But hey, we'll see what happens, man. I'm looking forward to it because I think it's going to be I think it's going to be a one hell of a show.
Hey, I mean, when you're a mascot, mascot, when you're a super fan as Mr. Whammy,
Yeah.
and you're signing someone with, I mean, it's just it all plays in so well, right? This is an
Yeah.
alternate universe episode of The Simpsons,
Yeah.
and you
Yeah.
just gotta laugh at it, you know.
Yeah.
The guy
Yeah.
whose jump shot has been broken his whole career. I was actually talking to Damien about this last night, and please tell me if I'm crazy about this, but
Mm.
for me, it's really hard to think of a player who, since their rookie year, has declined more than Ben Simmons. Like, I cannot think of a player who had that much acclaim, right?
Mm-hmm.
That much hype as far as
Mm-hmm.
calling him the Australian LeBron, right? I remember all of
Yeah.
this.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he actually looked very damn good his rookie year, right?
Coming
Like,
out. Yeah.
even into his sophomore year, there was a lot of promise there, but it's been a steady decline and it's all been media related. And the fact that he's so in his head too at this point of his career, like, I don't see it going better at all. I don't see that turning around. I mean,
Oh no.
when you're scared, I've seen this before.
Yeah.
We play ball, right?
Yeah.
You've seen the dude, and I'm not gonna lie. Early in my career, I was ass. This used to be me too. You get the ball at the elbow, and you like, oh shit, oh, we ain't driving. Hell no, and you're passing it out, right? Like,
Yeah.
that's
Oh, I
how
was
he's
that guy
playing.
at one point too.
We all
Most
have been,
definitely.
right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You get on there with the dudes on the court that are actually fucking tall, and you're like, hold on.
Yeah.
You know, and
Yeah.
it's okay. But at
Yeah.
that level, doing that, it's crazy to see because you would think at this point in his career, attacking the basket is all he has left, and apparently
Yeah.
that has gone as well.
Yeah, no, I was saying that I think I was talking to you about this. But I've already said that I think that he already hit his peak in Philly.
Yeah,
So I don't see us getting rookie Simmons again. I don't see that happening again. I mean, is he good on a serviceable team, or is he serviceable on a good team? Probably. I mean, depends on what that team looks like.
uh,
You
I'm
know,
not even
put him.
confident in that
You know
anymore.
what? No, put him with Golden State, where he doesn't have to shoot. And I still don't know. We might still see this
I was
part. I
about
don't
to
know.
say,
I don't know because
why?
I don't even know at this point because I've seen like he literally passed up. I forgot who it was passing the ball in the paint, and he passed it back out to the perimeter, and Kyrie screaming like, "Shoot the ball, Ben!" Like,
Dude, not only did he pass it out, he stopped all forward motion, turned around, and said, "Someone's out here," and threw it at KD. Like, it's
I
crazy.
don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. He's peaked in my opinion. So I said that like a year ago, year or two ago. I don't see that Simmons coming back. So I don't really don't even care. I'm not afraid of Simmons. Like you put him on a team, I'm not afraid.
Yeah.
That's been for like
As
the
an
last three,
OKC
4 years.
fan, it makes me happy to see everything that's going on with KD because respectfully, the fact that everything worked out in Golden State the way it did, it
Mhm.
hurt me. You know, that
Yeah.
hurt.
Yeah.
Now it feels great, you know?
Yeah. Nah, look, he made his bed, got a lie in it.
Exactly. And real quick, for some context, right? Because everyone's like, oh, you're just butthurt, whatever the case. Let's be real. Remember that year, the year that he left. Who played the Warriors in the playoffs?
Yeah.
and almost beat them,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
OKC.
yeah,
So I do not care about being bitter about that at all. He was my favorite player when he was an
yeah,
OKC, a member of the team, but
yeah.
now he is my biggest op. So fuck that dude. It feels good to see him struggling.
Hey man, uh, to see Kyrie in this position after leaving Boston is hilarious to me. So I couldn't care less. I
Dude,
could not care less.
catch Ime at the press conference with some Jergens right on the table. And that's it. We'll leave it at that. Is there anything else basketball related that you want to touch on before you move on, or no?
I don't think we should be saying touch on after discussing email. I think that
It's too
I'm
easy,
good.
right?
It's yeah,
I walked
yeah,
right into that one.
yeah.
All I got to say is, as I mentioned coming into the year, I remember 2 weeks ago on this humble abode, this beautiful place we call a sideline, guys. I said,
Yeah.
"Watch out for Detroit," and your response was, "For what? Why would we do that?" And they're balling, baby. Shout out to
Hey
Dwayne
man,
Casey. That's all I
yeah,
gotta say.
nah, they're doing well. It's still early in the season, but you know, they're doing well. They're doing well.
And
I
I
just
gotta eat crow for Cade, man. That dude, he's looking like a fucking baller. Might be in the
oh
running for
yeah,
most improved. So,
yeah. Well, shoot, I mean, since John Morant got most improved last year, I think anybody can get it now.
all right,
So
he opened the floodgates. First picks are welcome, baby.
yeah, yeah. Even years in.
But all right, next up, it's only right on the day after Halloween. We are at the witching hour, right? We just
Yeah,
finished the
I like
trade
that.
deadline. Can't believe that some moves weren't made, which we can get to after. But let's talk about the moves that were made, right? I'm gonna start a couple days back just because I gotta fit this in the lineup, right? So I'm
Yes,
gonna
you
I'm gonna
do.
start with you. I'm gonna start with you. The Eagles received from Chicago Robert Quinn for a
Yeah.
fourth round pick. So we can start there. Winners, losers. How do you feel about that trade and what it does for you guys?
Oh, that, I love it. I love it. I mean, the
Damn you, ESPN. Sorry about that.
all good, brother. No, I love the move, man. We needed to fill that position, especially after Derek Barnett went down with his injury. Losing him for the season, you fill that space in. This defense, to me, on all levels, is phenomenal. You
Yep.
know, I that secondary is just balling. That line, we already know what the line looks like. It's scary. It's
Mm-hmm.
scary. And I think this notion that the Eagles are a fraudulent 7-0 team, based on the schedule that they've had. I think that notion is a farce because, like, if you look at how they've been playing, they've been winning games in different ways, right?
Yep.
Sometimes it's with Jalen Hurts, sometimes with that defense, sometimes it's with the offensive
Running
line,
game. Yep.
sometimes it's the running game. Like it's various facets to that team that they've been
Mhm.
clicking on all cylinders, and they're just getting better. So hey, I mean I believe they've beaten. I think the Bills have beaten only three teams like at 500 or better. And the Eagles have beaten two teams 500 or better. So if we're gonna have that energy for the Eagles, you better have that same energy for the Bills. Because I don't hear
Mhm.
anybody talking about the Bills like that.
Yep.
You know.
And I think it's time for a Josh Allen collapse, right? We get one of them every year, so I think it's about time for that. But
Yeah.
I think a big part of that talk has to do with how the Cardinals game went. I think everyone always has their eyes on the last undefeated team, and
Mm-hmm.
that was a game in prime time that everyone sort of was watching. It was like, well, how the hell did you guys barely escape out of that one?
Mm-hmm.
But watch the games, dude. Cardinals, even though they're not a spectacular team in the way that they're winning, they have been competitive against other great teams like
Oh, for sure.
Minnesota, and
For sure.
I think they're worthy of that respect as well. So, yeah, I agree with you, man. I think this is a good move for both teams. I'm not gonna lie, I think Chicago got a little fleeced. I mean, a fourth rounder. It
Oh,
makes
they definitely got
sense.
fleeced.
It makes sense, but I feel like you could have asked for a little bit more, maybe a second. pick even further down or something, just because I feel like you're giving up too good of a player. I get that it's a fire sale. I get that. But
Mhm.
you're giving up way too good of a player for a fourth round pick to a team that's already stacked. I feel like you got to consider those things, right? But
Yeah, yeah.
if they're happy with it, right, then I guess
Hey,
they're a winner too.
that's on them.
Yep. So next up, I actually like this one a lot. The fact that this is much more lucrative is hilarious too, by the way. But the Chiefs getting Kadarius Toney from the Giants for a 2023 third rounder and a sixth rounder.
Yeah.
Um, I think they overpaid, right? Like I don't think he is that level of player. I think when you look
Mhm.
at the receivers that they already have, like how much better is he? Is he even the wide receiver one with all the other receivers you have? I don't
No,
think so. So
no.
I don't understand this move too much, especially when you see the way the Chiefs defense has been playing. I think you should have doubled down on that side of the ball, if anything, because the offense, not that you guys are perfect, but you guys are doing fine, right? So
Yeah.
I thought this move was a little weird, but it's one of those things where you can't get mad at giving Mahomes a weapon, right? But
No,
definitely
no.
overpaid in my opinion.
Yeah, I think so too. But hey, I mean, if he goes out there and balls, and your primary receiver is Travis Kelsey. Like
Yep.
it's not like Tony's not taking that. As
Mhm.
long as Kelsey is in that uniform and Mahomes is there, that's gonna be his number one target.
Mhm.
So I think everybody else just kind of like eats off of that,
Yep.
you know. So
And I think with someone like Mahomes at the helm, you do benefit from having people
oh yeah.
that need to
Yeah.
be covered, right?
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
get it on all fronts. Just don't like it personally. But we could leave it at that. Next up, my Ravens.
Yes, sir.
A lot of birds fleecing Chicago. I gotta say it. Get Roquan Smith for a bigger package of AJ Klein, which makes sense. A little swap there, and then a 2023 second rounder and a fifth rounder. Um, I don't mind it at all, considering like we got time with him as well. Like it's not just
Mhm.
a off after this season we got to re up. We got some time on that contract. I don't like giving away a second round pick, but it's a big enough move that is warranted for sure. And to see him go somewhere else
Mm,
for that same amount, I would be like, damn, like I wish we would
yeah.
have done something about that. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I like it. I think a lot of the talk coming into the season from me was how I was happy that we doubled down on the defense. I think something I didn't take into account, which I should have, is just how important getting these younger players reps and getting them accustomed is, especially in today's
Mm,
NFL. So I think
yeah.
getting another vet like this to lead that locker room, I think we're going to see some big strides on the defensive end. And we're not the worst defensive team out there,
No,
but
no.
definitely underperforming to what I thought we would be. So this move, in my opinion, is really big. What are your thoughts, man?
I think it's a great move too. Like you said to me the other day, it's about time we partake in one of these fire sales, and I agree with that. I would have liked to see you guys get another receiver though.
Yes,
I
that's
would have
been the
liked seeing
talk of the
that.
town.
Yeah, yeah, I would have
Hmm.
liked seeing that. But I mean, overall, I think it's a good move, especially if for some reason, you guys decide to just move on from Lamar. I think you have a good foundation to build on from there anyway. So um we'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, if you're gonna keep Lamar, you gotta get another receiver.
Yeah, 100%.
You
percent
have
And
to.
I think that'll come in the off season. I don't think that's an issue necessarily.
Yeah.
But I'll be interested to see what Odell decides upon too, because that'll be a really really nice splash that I'm not sure they're willing to make, frankly.
Hmm.
But in my opinion, of all the people traded, whether it's today or the rest of the week, I think this is the biggest name of everyone, and I don't feel bad saying that. So that's exciting for me.
Yeah, that was a good
All
one.
right.
That was a good.
Next up, the Vikings. trading with the Lions. They're getting TJ Hawkinson, a fourth rounder in 2023, and then a conditional fourth rounder in 2024 in
Yeah.
exchange for a 2023 second rounder and a 2024 third rounder from the Lions. I actually really like this. I don't
Yeah.
understand at all why you would do this if you're the Lions. Like I don't get
Yeah.
it. You don't It's not like you're coming out on the other side of these picks robbing them. If anything, your picks are worth more as a
Yeah.
team that's
Yeah.
worse.
Yeah.
I really don't get this move at all. I really don't.
Yeah. I
It
mean,
makes
good for
sense for
Hawkinson.
Vikings, right?
Yeah, I mean, especially with Irv Smith being out for I believe 6 to 8 weeks.
Mhm.
They needed to fill a position. So I mean, it makes sense for them. Makes sense for Hawkinson. Get out of Detroit. But
Mhm.
yeah, I don't know what the Lions are doing. The Lions and Bears have confused the hell out of me
Right?
the
Because it
last
seemed like they
day or
were
two.
trying to compete, and then it's just
Yeah,
like, all right, forget it, guys.
yeah. I don't know. I don't know. So
And there's some more moves for the Bears too that I think are super weird, but we'll get there. We'll get there. Oh,
yeah,
right now,
yeah.
Chase Claypool going from the Steelers to the Bears for a 2023 second rounder. Um, I want to say that they overpaid. I want to say that they overpaid. I think Claypool has underperformed
Yeah, oh yeah.
in Pittsburgh, which I think makes this more feasible, I guess. But I just really don't get why double down on the offense when you're giving away everything else with what makes you good as a football team, and you're already bad on the offensive side of the ball. So it's
Yeah.
like I don't get
I
it.
mean, it gives Justin Fields a receiver, but I think it's just a receiver until he's about to walk out.
Mhm.
Like just they're not doing anything in Chicago to build around Fields, right?
Yep. If they
So
didn't trade their defense, maybe this makes more sense. But
it would make
like,
more sense because now I don't. It's like the last couple of days they traded two of the biggest pieces on defense, and it's like okay, they're calling it quits, right? Now you go for Claypool, and it's like, well, what are you doing? Are you not trying to you're not trying to tank? You maybe just trying to tank with style. I don't know. I, I
I
don't
like
know. I
that.
because I don't know what it is that they're doing. But yeah, I feel so bad for Justin Fields, man. He needs to go. At the moment that he's able to become a free agent, like he already needs to have the next team lined up and gone. Pack your bags and leave Chicago, bro. Like they got a hit out on you. They are
I
not trying to do
feel
anything.
that way about every person that ever played for the Bears. Like,
Yeah,
just get out of
yeah,
Dodge because
yeah,
even when you're
yeah.
good, it doesn't make sense. Like,
It doesn't.
let's just leave it at that.
It
Oh
doesn't.
man.
It doesn't. Oh
Next
boy.
up, a big splash, right? This is a huge one. Miami and Denver. Miami is receiving Bradley Chubb and a
Yeah.
2025 fifth rounder for Chase Edmonds and a 2023 first and a 2024 fourth. I like the haul for Denver here. I
Oh
think
yeah.
this not only helps them short term but long term as well. Which you love trades like that when you're giving up a huge name player. And honestly, I mean Bradley Chubb is he's getting the respect he deserves for a reason.
Oh for
But
sure.
at the same time, I don't think he is the sole reason that defense is performing to the level that they are.
Hmm.
So I think this is one of those moments where you get better as a team while also not hurting on what you're losing so much. I'm not saying it's a zero sum loss, but
Yeah.
it isn't the biggest loss considering the level up you need on that offensive side and just generally having those picks moving forward. So I really like this for both teams, man.
Yeah, no, it's a great move. I really don't think either team lost in this deal. Um, it didn't seem like Bradley Chubb was staying anyway, so
Yep.
you go ahead and do what you got to do. They still have some really good pieces on the defense. Alex Singleton is one that's really been flying around out there. I'm
Yep.
happy for him. Um, but yeah, man, I Miami. I mean, they got better on defense. I think you can't if you didn't have them like in the top 3, whatever order you have them in the AFC, I think this move definitely puts them there for sure. Um, so I mean, respect to them. I think that I personally I don't think it's going to amount to a Super Bowl for them,
Mhm.
but I think yeah, go for a good run. It's gonna be nice to see.
Comparatively, I'm setting myself up for sadness here. Do you feel this is a better move than the move my Ravens did? I'm curious.
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
I like
Um,
it. I like it.
yeah, I mean, mainly because like look at what the teams look like right now.
Yep.
You know, um, I would say yes. I would say yes. I think that how the Dolphins look now with Bradley Chubb. Yeah,
Hey, I'm not gonna
yeah.
lie. I just did one of those. Do you think she looks pretty, babe? Like I just did that. So I
You did.
deserve the pain that comes with it, right? Me
Yes, you're right. She
personally,
is.
I think we're gonna go farther than the Dolphins this year, but we'll see. We'll see.
Hey man, look, I don't think that's a far-fetched idea. Like I don't think that the Dolphins are again, I don't even think they're going to raise to the AFC championship.
Yeah,
So I whatever. But yeah, I mean I think it's a good move for them. I
for
mean,
sure.
we'll see how it fares out for them for the next couple of years. But yeah, I mean right now they look extremely good.
Yep,
They look
for sure.
extremely good. We'll see.
Speaking of, they also made another move, getting Jeff Wilson Jr. from the Niners, reuniting him with
Yeah.
McDaniel here for
Yeah.
a 2023 fifth rounder. Nothing to complain about here, right? This is a good move.
Oh yeah, really good move. I mean, they traded away Chase Evans in the Denver deal, so you go get Jeff Wilson, put him in that slot. Think he's gonna eat.
Yep, yep,
Edmonds wasn't doing much there, so
yeah.
that's an upgrade for
Surprisingly,
them. Yeah,
yep.
I don't get that.
I was high on
But
him coming into the year. Yeah, I thought that was a big
yeah,
pickup for them.
yeah, it looked like it. I don't know, man. That sucks for him, but hey, he'll have fun with Russell Wilson. Let's see how they do with those let's ride chants and stuff like that.
Russell Wilson.
I'm I'm sorry. I'm talking about Chase Edmonds. I'm talking about Edmonds going to Denver.
Got you.
Yeah.
Sorry, I
Let's
was so
yeah.
thrown off by that. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
that
No,
makes
no, no.
sense. You're
Yeah.
right. I'm like, what? Like everyone's trying to get away from Russell Wilson. But next up, I'm skipping over the Washington Commanders trade. By the way, we're not even gonna.
Oh,
There was
please.
a trade. If you're interested, look it up.
It was a
Uh,
trade.
Jaguars are getting Calvin Ridley from the Falcons for a 2023 fifth rounder and a conditional fourth rounder for 2024. I love this move.
Yeah.
This is a fantasy football dynasty trade, right? Like
No, most
this is
definitely.
your dude. Hold on. So you telling me Deshaun Watson's on the board? Like let me send you a couple first rounders here. And
Yeah.
that's exactly what this move is. I don't mind it at all. I think they underpaid for what they're gonna end up getting, even though he
Oh, for
doesn't do
sure.
anything for you this year.
Oh no. I mean, look, you go get him for next year. I think the team is gonna do well. I mean, he's gonna go down there and what get some reps in and stuff like that, right? So he'll learn the
Has to,
playbook
yeah.
and everything, and like they'll be on the same page by the time the season starts next year. So I like the move for them for sure. I do. I
For sure.
mean, you think that's the number one receiver now?
Oh, hands down for sure.
I think so too.
But my question is, this is a good one here. Does this solidify the fact that they're no longer trying to win for the rest of this year? Because I think it does.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
you prepare for next year, see what you can do next year.
5 L's in a row is crazy considering I was so hype about that win against the Colts, and
Yeah.
literally that's the last bright spot for that team.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean it's a rough one, but honestly, anything is better than what they had last year, to be
Mhm,
completely honest. So it's still a successful season in my opinion. So
for sure.
yeah.
Now, speaking of going to go chill with Russell Wilson, the Broncos are getting Jacob Martin and a 2024 fifth rounder for a 2024 fourth rounder from the Jets.
Yeah.
So I think they came out on the right side of this deal too. I don't really get the move for the Jets,
Yeah.
but it works, right? That's all that matters.
That's the Jets for you, bro. I don't know. They're confusing. I mean, great uniforms though. They've had some really nice uniforms this year, but
Mhm.
that's the only real compliment I can give you at this point. They had
Hey,
some good
Sauce
games too.
Gardner's that dude. Sauce,
No, no, they
hey.
had yeah, they had no. They've had some good games, and Gardner is definitely the future. But I mean,
Mhm.
outside of that, there's really nothing you can really say about them at this point.
Yeah, for
As a
sure.
team,
For sure.
individually, you can talk about different players, but yeah, as a team, there's nothing you can really say about
Yeah. It all starts with the Cougar Hunter. Next up, Bills making a splash, getting Naheem Hines from the Colts for Zach Moss and a conditional 6 rounder.
them.
I don't get this trade for the Colts. I really don't get it.
Buzzer beater
I
for
don't
the
get it at
Bills, bro.
all. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't get it for the Colts
And my
either.
fantasy team, because I got
Yeah.
Naeem Hines too.
Oh, you do?
So
I dropped him like 3 weeks ago. I was looking, I was like, ah. But I mean, yeah, I mean they got rid of Zach Moss. So yeah, good for them.
addition by subtraction, right?
Addition by
I
subtraction.
don't know if
Yeah.
that run game will ever be fixed, right? I think it has
I
something to
don't
do with the proximity to Buffalo Wings, having these things available to you. It greases up the joints in ways you might not want it to. So I don't
yeah.
think that run game is going to be turned around necessarily, but having a back
Yeah.
that's known for receptions, it just makes sense, right?
No, I mean he's definitely a good weapon for them. The Colts have completely I honestly they've shocked me in the last week now. So I don't know what to expect from them moving forward in terms of what's going to happen for the next year. Because at the beginning of this year, they looked like they should have been a team that was at least like one of the top five in the conference, right? But that this is horrible for them.
Yeah.
It's horrible. I don't know what they're gonna do in the offseason, but the offseason for them is gonna be very interesting.
Yeah. I mean, when you did all that to get Matt Ryan and you're playing Sam Ellinger, nothing makes
Yeah.
sense. But here's a
Not even
crazy
Nick
stat for you
Foles.
too. Here's a crazy stat for you too. This team is ranked, the Colts, that is ranked 30th in touchdowns, but is ranked fifth in passing yards. Tell me how that makes sense. Tell me how that makes sense, bro.
Jonathan Taylor. That's wild.
Right?
That's a wild stat.
It bends the
Yeah.
brain.
Yeah.
Uh,
So it's
I
they could do everything in between the end zones. It's just getting into the red zone. They can't punch it in.
can't
That's
figure it out.
wild.
Yeah, super strange, dude. Super
Yeah.
strange. Anyway, there's two names, right, that stick out as far as people who didn't get traded.
Mm,
Brandon Cooks,
mm.
and I just totally blanked on the other name.
Well,
Oh
Kareem Hunt
man.
was the one that I was
Yes,
thinking.
yes, thank
Yeah,
you.
okay, okay, all right, yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, they're both gone at the end of the season, right? Like,
For sure. You saw
not
the
that.
tweet from Brandon Cooks?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
I
he
love
does
it.
not want to be there. He does not
He
want
is
to be there.
pissed.
Yeah, he was trying to leave. He was trying to get traded because he didn't want to face the Eagles this Thursday.
Oh man. Come on, dude. It's not like that.
He did
I wouldn't
not
want
want
to
to see that.
face I wouldn't want to face those quarters either.
Nah, man, it's yeah, they're both gone for sure. It'd be interesting to see where they go though.
Yeah, for sure. I really like Kareem Hunt. I think
But I mean, that would have made sense for the Ravens to trade for Cooks though.
definitely, definitely.
You
I
see what I'm
think it's a
saying?
matter of what is being asked though, right? Like I don't think you'd
Yeah,
want to give up
yeah,
on a first rounder
yeah,
for someone like that. And I can respect that as well. I think when you don't know, and even though I don't like to admit this, but when you don't know what's going on with your quarterback, you can't give up your assets like that. So it
no, for
makes sense
sure,
to me.
for
But
sure, for
I
sure.
wish, yeah, I wish we would have went for that route, but
Yeah.
shit happens. I'm interested to see because yesterday ESPN was doing the hit job on Kareem Hunt and talking about how this has been his worst year as far as yards and all the stuff. I'm interested to see whether or not he's able to get a spot on a team where he's actually expected to play more than he is on the Browns. I wonder if he will get a large share of carries because I feel like at this point in his career he won't, and I think that might be a part of what leads to his general frustration no matter where he goes.
Yeah.
So interested to see how that plays out, but uh, not too mad about it, right?
Oh no, I mean, look, I know people were linking us to Kareem Hunt, but I didn't see it happening unless
Hmm.
they were going to go for a late pick, right? Like I didn't see that happening, so
Yeah, I mean, it
wasn't
made sense to do a fire sale type thing considering. I mean, they got the win, so I guess that gave them hope, right? But I think you should have just let it go and focused on next year. But we'll see.
Hey
We'll
man,
see.
this is gonna be one hell of an off season. That's all I know.
Yeah, it always is, right? It always is.
Yeah, yeah,
So let's get into week 9, man.
yes sir.
Um, both of us. You know what I love about last week? Both
What's
of
that?
us. Both of us. I just want to double check this since I'm scrolling through. Both of us had a great week. Both of us had the same record, 10-5. And this is not because we picked the same 10 teams. No.
Right.
There was a lot of teams in there that we ended up being on the right side of, but they canceled each other out because of the amount of games that we ended up splitting. So I'm
Yeah.
sitting at 71, 51, and 1, and you are at 67, 55, and 1. So super close race.
Yes sir.
Still the largest lead. I gotta be
Yes
happy
sir.
about, but
Yes sir.
it's a great time. It's a great time. I feel like we finally bounced back, right? We're not seeing 6 and 8s anymore. So
Thank God.
uh yeah, it was rough. It was hard out here
Yeah.
first couple of weeks.
Yes sir.
But let's start this week off right. Eagles at Texans. Um, what's the over? How about that? What would you set the over
On what the Eagles gonna actually score in this game?
at? On how much points they will win by.
Oh, by win by. Ooh. Ah. They might put a 20 piece on them, man.
Yeah, yeah.
This is gonna be a boring game if you're not an Eagles fan.
It's that family value meal.
Yeah, yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if most people turn this game off by the first quarter or by the second quarter, I
Yeah.
should say. Yeah,
I don't know
this
why this was ever a primetime game though. Like,
I don't. The primetime games this year have been trash in terms of who
yes.
they've matched up. Right,
Mondays and
certain
Thursdays.
Mondays
Like,
and Thursdays have been horrible. Granted, the few that the Broncos have had so far in the offseason looked like there was going to be good games,
mhm.
or a couple of them would be. But I think both the NFL and NBA should go ahead and start flexing a lot of these games that they have in prime time now,
Right?
right?
Fuck the schedule. Like, I don't
We
care,
don't
bro.
need to see this, man. Because I mean, you're talking about a ratings issue. You have people not watching these games. But I literally skipped. I don't know how many weeks. I haven't watched a Thursday night football game in a couple of weeks.
Take your Thursdays back. I don't
I've been.
blame you.
Yeah. I'm not doing that. I'm not torturing myself. Like we said last week, man. Love yourself. This
Yeah.
is self love type of thing, and I'm not putting myself through that. But I'm
You're
going
not
to
even
watch
gonna
this
watch
week.
your own team. I
Oh,
was
I'm
gonna
not
say.
watching this week. No, for sure.
I'm like, damn, he set that up really well. And I'm like, hold on, this is your fucking team, bro.
No, I'll watch it for
Hilarious.
sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
but
Eagles all the way.
they haven't bad matchups. That's what. That's all.
Now, if the Eagles lose this, how would you feel?
Stop.
I'm just
Stop.
curious. I'm just curious.
Stop. We're not even putting that in the air, bro.
Next up, Colts at Patriots. You know what? I'm fucking doing it. I've been wrong about this team all year, and I can say that about both of them. I'm picking the
Both, yeah.
Patriots in this one,
Yeah. I can't see a reason to choose a Colts right now.
dude.
So
I feel the same way about the Patriots though, but
me too, but
the
like
lesser
I
of
can
two evils.
it's a lesser of two evils. Yeah. This is like going to vote.
Oh man, sad state of affairs.
Yeah, man. It's just like, yeah, we'll see. What you got?
We'll leave it at that. I don't think there's much more that needs to be spoken about here.
No,
Packers
no,
at Lions.
same thing.
Both of these teams suck.
Both
Yeah.
of them suck.
And
Yeah, but I'm
I
taking the
hate that I
Packers here.
defended this team as much as I did. It extended a week longer than I should have allowed the guys to be pulled over my eyes.
Yes,
But
I see why
who
you did
knows?
though.
Who
I see
knows?
why
There
you did.
still could be some
No, there's not. Don't even do that. There's no salvaging this season for them, bro. But the Packers are winning this one.
yeah, shout out to Aaron Rodgers for being a pussy asshole and just complaining all the damn time. Next up, Chargers at the Falcons. I'm excited to see the Chargers back in action. Just gotta say,
Yeah,
missed
man.
them last week.
Yeah. This is gonna be a very fun game.
Right?
Very
Last
fun
week's
game.
game was fucking amazing
It
against the
was. It
Panthers,
was.
dude.
Yeah. Ooh. You can make a case for either team, honestly.
Mm.
I'm going with the
I'm a little
Chargers.
nervous. Yeah, I'm a little nervous.
Yeah, I'm going with the Chargers, but something about this makes me want to choose the Falcons. And
They are at home.
they're home, but I'm going with the Chargers on this one.
Yeah, I am too. I dropped Mariota this week for a reason. You know, we gotta get it back together.
You gotta
That was a bye week thing. You know, we're
yeah,
moving
yeah,
on.
yeah, yeah, yeah. You got your fair shadow.
Using and abusing. Next up,
Yes, sir.
Bills at the Jets. Um, I hope. You know what? Fuck it. I'm picking the Jets. I'm
Are
picking the
you
Jets. This is the collapse game.
are you serious?
I'm picking the Jets. Division rival. Who else do they lose to? Who else do they lose to? Division rivals.
Hey
And
man,
Jacksonville.
look. I'm going with the Bills on this one. But I see what you're doing with this because it's absolutely brilliant. I can't even be mad because we have been talking about that. Like that game is going to come where they collapse. But I'm going with the Bills on this, bro. I'm not gonna shy away from it. I think they keep it on a roll.
I think, and I get into matchups about why this is something that I'm willing to do too. Um, Sauce Gardner's doing his fucking thing. If you're not
He is.
understanding that, you're not watching. And I think if
Yeah.
he's able to contain Diggs, I think Gabe Davis has been very hit or miss this season. It's either
Yeah.
he's going off or he is entirely covered. And
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to entirely cover both of them. But giving your main receiver a lot of issues on top of that wild card, why not? Why not take a shot, right? So that's my idea here. Probably going to
Oof.
bite me in the ass, but I don't mind. Let's do it.
God bless you in that one, man.
Vikings at the Commanders. This name fucking sucks, bro. Like,
It does.
oh my god.
It does.
You know what they should have did?
Flex this out the schedule.
Oh yeah, definitely. But they should have leaned. You know what? Washington Wyverns. Who says no? Let's get a fucking
Washington.
mythical creature involved in here. I need some. That's the level of improvement you guys need. So why not? Let's get some
Yeah, something
alliteration
magical.
going. What the fuck is a Washington Commander? Like, I don't. We need some stormtrooper outfits or something. Like, this makes no sense to me.
Look, I don't like the name. I will say that the helmets though, the helmets are pretty nice. I ain't gonna lie. That's about it I can say about
Shit look like
them.
a Nathan's hot dog stand, bro. With the cheese sauce and all that. Come on, man. Get it together. Get it
Hey
together.
man, hey, not my team. I couldn't care
Yeah.
less.
Vikings
Vikings
are
all the
winning
way,
this, right?
all the way.
I like Heineke though. I love to see him ball. As soon as he
Oh
comes
yeah,
in, he just balls, no matter what the
nah,
situation is.
that's why I'm confused as why they even went with Wentz.
Yep.
That
The
just
answer
didn't
is
make
already
any
there.
sense. He was already there.
Yep.
Hey, you got tied
Antonio
up with
Gibson
Wentz, though.
sucks
So
though. Can't
yeah.
believe I drafted him in one of my leagues. He really sucks. Shout out to Brian Robinson though. You know it gives me the goosebumps. I'm a big fan. I'm a New York guy, right? Many Men is
Mhm.
my fucking shit. And the
Yes,
fact that
sir.
he came out to that song when he first came back, you love it. I mean, one of my favorite walkout songs in combat sports too. Like, come on, you can't go wrong walking out
Yeah.
to many men. But anyway, next up, Panthers at the Bengals. What the fuck is going on with the Bengals? Can we talk about this? They're injured now, on top of being absolutely dreadful on offense until it's garbage time. Um,
Bro. That's what I was
I
telling you
was
last week. I
no,
can't choose them.
you called that big time.
Can't do it. There's no way. Like you are already your line is already trash, and you now don't have your number one receiver. That's the
Yeah.
recipe for disaster. I'm choosing the Panthers on this one.
No way. For real? Holy
Yeah.
shit.
PJ Walker was balling last week, bro.
Put some respect on the CFL MVP,
He was
PJ
balling.
Walker.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He was balling last week. And Uzier is out for the
Yep.
season. So I don't see how DJ Moore is not gonna eat. If you have him in fantasy, I think this is your week with DJ Moore for sure.
I
Like
like that.
there's no way I'm choosing the Bengals to win this one.
Dude. I wish I had the balls to do it. I just can't I can't bend my brain to think that they'll lose to the Browns and the Panthers back to back. I really can't. But matchup wise, it's kind of bad. So I
It's
get it.
horrible.
I get it. I get it. I'm not gonna do it though. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
do it. And I just want to say I will be the first guy to dance on this team's grave. I was getting sturdy in Logic's DMs yesterday. Like, trust, he's mad right now.
Oh
But
yeah, yeah, yeah. He should
all
be.
I gotta say, all I gotta say is I think when you have when you have someone that has such high promise, right? As at the quarterback position,
Mhm.
and even when you're trying to fortify that offensive line, it isn't working. You kind of start to feel bad for the guy, right? And at this point, I just feel like I don't know, man. The dream in Cincinnati looked really promising at the start of this season, considering how things went last year. I don't know how far that goes. And considering he's up for a contract in about 2 years, that's something you might want to think about. That's all I got to say.
Yeah. I didn't have high hopes for him this year because
Mhm.
of the offensive line. I mean,
Yep.
like last year was a magical year for sure, but you can't repeat that without an offensive line.
Yep.
Everything starts at the line of trenches, man. And if you're not able to block properly, you're not able to pass properly. You're not able to run properly. It's the fundamental part of the game.
Mhm. Do you think Zach Taylor's on the hot seat?
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure he would be, but I wouldn't even consider that necessary because you have not put an offensive line on that team. Like
Hmm.
I don't even think it's really his fault. I just think
Yeah.
it's just it's not his fault. It's not Joe Burrow's fault. It's the front office. If you're not putting something out there to block, like that's like running out on the highway, bro, and expecting to go with traffic. At some point, you're gonna get hit.
Yeah.
At some point,
I
you're gonna get hit.
agree. I agree it's not necessarily his fault, but in 3 years, when you're 16 games below 500, it's easy to point the finger at you, right?
It's
Even
very
even when
easy.
it's not your fault.
It's very easy, and that sucks because he doesn't. I don't think he deserves all that. I mean, you can look at certain plays and say, okay, you can point to him, but it's not all his fault. If you don't
Yeah.
have an offensive line, you don't have an offensive line. That's like trying to go start the car and there's no engine in the under the hood.
Like
You
that.
why That's not on the driver, that's the manufacturer.
Man, poetic justice today, Derek. I need some of whatever's in that water bottle, man. I need this man's a linguist. Um, I just gotta say, as I was writing in these fucking games, like, why is this week so ass? Like,
it
the
is. No,
matchups
it
this
is.
week are terrible. Like, I don't even
Yeah.
think I might not even sit at home for
Yeah.
Sunday, just with how crazy. Because most weeks I stay home. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I make sure
Yeah.
this is my day. Leave me alone. I'm in my
Yeah.
cave. This week, I don't know. I might go out. I might enjoy
Yeah.
something called sunlight. I might touch
Yeah.
grass. Who'd
Yeah.
have thought?
Go out, get you something good to eat and drink.
right? Sunday's a good brunch day, right?
It is. It is. I might be taking Mariah out somewhere. I'm not
Ooh,
sure yet. We might go get a brunch though.
you young whippersnappers.
You know
What a
what it
time to
is.
be alive. What a time to be alive.
You know what it is.
Raiders at the Jaguars. This team, this game sucks. I don't want to pick anybody. I want both of them to lose. Um,
Yeah. They might
I'm
they
picking the
might actually
Raiders.
tie.
I'm picking the Raiders, even though I don't want to. Here's another crazy stat for you right here. I
Okay.
know that this one is, it might seem out of the blue, but Damien and I yesterday on his show were discussing who we think our defensive player of the year is, right? And I know you hate me giving Cowboys praise on this show, but my pick was Micah Parsons. And in doing my
Mhm.
research in saying that, did you know that Micah Parsons has one less sack than the Los Angeles Raiders? Las Vegas, sorry.
Then the whole team. That's hilarious.
That is nuts. That's
That's
crazy.
hilarious.
Like, think of the all-star pass rush they have. Like, how, bro?
Yeah. I mean, this team is horrible.
Yeah.
This might come down to a tie. Like that's how bad both these teams are. But I'm gonna give it to the Raiders. But I think if we want to have a tie on any of these games this week, it'd be this game.
Yeah, for sure. And this may sound silly, but like coming into this week, um, I would have never picked the Raiders. I mean, sorry, I would have never picked the Jaguars coming into this week.
Yeah,
Um, I this was the closest I was to picking the Jaguars in this
I see
matchup.
why. No,
But
I get it. I get it.
tough times
Yeah,
here. Dolphins at the Bears. It's like, hey, let's get things jump
get
started
the
here, right?
trade and play immediately.
Yeah, let's get it jump started. You know, let's have the
Yeah.
redemption game right after. Um, yeah, got to be the Dolphins, right?
Oof, man, Justin Fields better call in sick, man.
Right.
That defense is going to rough him up.
Yeah. Khalil Herbert's gonna eat though.
Oh, for sure. Oh, yeah. Good for him.
That's one of like the top five things I hate people say, and I'm not saying that to rub you the wrong way, but it's just like it feels
Yeah,
so ingenuine, right? Like,
yeah,
good
yeah.
for you. It's like fuck, man. Like, I ain't sharing shit with you anymore,
Oh,
man.
no. I'm saying that in the like bless his heart type of way.
I know.
I'm saying that in that condescending way. Because there is no way in hell I see anything good happening for the Bears this week.
I know.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
nothing hurts
Dolphins.
me more than when I'm talking to one of my aunts or something, and they're like, "Good for you," and I'm like, "You fucking whore!" Like I don't know what you were doing in the '80s. Anyway, we'll move on. Next up,
Yo, that guy extremely personal and dark. Quick.
2 weeks in a row, baby. You got to. It's only right. Next up,
I feel it.
the Battle of the Birds. Seahawks at the Cardinals. Sneaky fun game if you squint hard enough. On week 9 specifically, this might be the
Yeah,
second best game.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
going with the
yeah,
Seahawks here.
yeah.
But who knows? Maybe Kyler cuts back on the Call of Duty a little and makes things interesting. But I'm really loving Geno Smith this year, so Seahawks all day.
Gino, Gino is gonna have fun in this game. I'm taking the Seahawks.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Hey, we're doing this nice and easy. Nice and easy.
Oh yeah.
Rams at Bucks. The mid off of all mid offs.
Ooh, this is boring. This is this looks as plain as Tom Brady's plate.
Oh
Um,
man, that was great.
yeah.
Especially after the
Oh.
divorce. You know he's a Uber Eats baby.
He ain't cooking. Um,
A Grubhub gladiator.
yeah.
A strong man on Seamless, you know?
Oh man, I'm taking the Rams in this one, man. I think I think they were hurt last week and losing that game. So I should
I'm
have
so
chosen.
glad you picked the Rams because
I should not have chosen the
the
Rams
Rams
in that.
suck so bad. Like,
I know.
and this is why. This is why. Um, when you're dealing with the line that the Rams are dealing with, and you're facing the line that the Bucks have, don't get me wrong, the offensive line for the Bucks sucks balls as well.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a defensive game no matter how you cut
Oh
it.
yeah. Yeah.
But what I've seen from the Rams has been absolutely atrocious. That I'm actually starting to feel bad for Matt Stafford. So that's why I'm
I'm not.
picking the Bucks here.
I don't feel bad for Matt Stafford.
Why not? Why not?
Because I'm glad he got his ring. Like he got his ring. The Rams seemed like they turned the cap off and paid everybody everything, and that offensive line has just been horrid. I'm actually surprised they didn't make a trade for an offensive
Somebody,
lineman.
somebody, a
Somewhere.
breathing human. Yeah.
Yeah, something. I'm pretty sure that there's a serviceable player on the Chicago Bears right now that could have
Yeah.
done them a little, you know,
Panthers, somewhere.
someone. I mean, you're making me rethink this pick now.
I'm gonna move on before you get a chance to.
I'm gonna go with the Bucks, bro. I'm gonna go with the
Damn
Bucks.
it! Damn
I'll go with
it!
the Bucks because I
It felt so good. I needed that after the Jets pick, dude. Come on. All right,
I'm going with the Bucks. Yeah,
I like it. I like when I can persuade you on this show. It says a
yeah,
lot about me. You know.
yeah, man. Yeah, I don't know everything. Look, trust me. Yeah, I don't have an ego. I'm not sitting here like I know everything.
Oh, I do. Trust. I don't know shit, but I still got an ego. Next up, Titans at Chiefs, the best game of the week, hands down, best game of the week. Which is a sad affair. If Tannehill was playing, I might have picked the Titans here, but I'm going with the Chiefs.
I'm going with the Chiefs too, but I think this is gonna be Malik's team now. I'm I'm
Really?
I'm I'm I'm
Really?
there. I'm there. I'm there.
Why?
I'm there. Because what's Tannehill doing?
What did Malik do?
I don't know.
Like it was bad. They
Hey,
only
no, it
won
was bad.
because of Derrick Henry.
Yeah, but I think
That's the case either way.
it's
You're right.
yeah, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. You go with the cheaper option.
Go with the cheaper option and get him the
Yeah,
reps. It
and
makes
get them
sense.
reps. Yeah. So I think if your season is not, if you're not looking like you're gonna make it to the playoffs, which I mean the record shows that, but I don't really know that by how they play, that they're gonna be an actual playoff team. Um, if by the end of the season they're not, go ahead and move on.
All right,
But
let
I
me give
think
you a
it's
hypothetical. Let me give you a
yeah.
hypothetical right now. We're doing an all-time draft, right? You already drafted a bang-up defense, good offense, but you waited to the last pick to get you a quarterback. There's Ryan Tannehill and Ryan Fitzpatrick left. Who are you picking? Who are you picking to run the helm?
You tell me I have a really good offensive line
Oh, the best offensive line in history.
and my receiving core is good.
Yeah, amazing.
I'm going Fitzpatrick, bro.
Yes, exactly.
I'm going
Yes.
Fitzpatrick. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. Okay,
Yeah.
that's great. Yeah,
Yeah.
Tannehill sucks, bro.
I've seen what Tannehill has done in the playoffs, man.
Yeah, I might start giving him the Brian Hoyer treatment. Ryan Tannehill. And we'll move on. Ravens at the Saints.
Oh,
It
God.
feels good to be a Ravens fan. I just got to say that win against the Bucks was well needed.
Yeah.
Excelled in the spots that we've been having issues in. Right, figuring out our identity as a team. It all feels good. I think our offensive coordinator is purposely trying to figure out the passing game. I would like it if he mixed it up a little bit, but literally the first half was we throwing the ball. Second half was we running the ball, and we really
Yeah.
separated in the second half. So I hope to see a little bit more of a blend. Um, this team is dangerous. I mean, I don't care that it was the Raiders. They shut out an NFL team last week, so that's notable, right? But I really, this is a trap game, in my opinion. I think everyone is like Ravens, no doubt. I think this game is a lot more competitive than people think.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I give it to the Saints defense. I think they're a good bunch and they're cohesively getting better, which is always a scary point to face a team because they're not ranked high enough yet. But the way they were playing last week says a lot. I don't care.
Mhm.
Josh Jacobs is a top 5 running back in this league this year. So I don't care. When you can shut that guy down, it says something.
Yeah.
I'm nervous. I'm still picking my Ravens, of course, but I think this game's closer than most people think.
I think it's closer than most people think too. Um, my only question is if is Michael Thomas playing? Because I mean he's been out a lot this year.
Mm-hmm.
He's been out a lot. Bro, I almost want to go for the
It says
upset.
they're optimistic, but they haven't.
I'm going with the Ravens. Forget it. I'm not gonna
Oh
do
yeah,
that.
yeah. So both Michael Thomas and Jarvis Landry are not playing.
Yeah, I'm going with the Ravens. I mean, excuse me. I think it's going to be a very close game though. I don't think this is going to be a shutout,
Yeah,
but
I'm
I
so
think you
glad.
guys win this.
I'm so glad you came back to the right side. I almost took you out to the shed like old Yeller. Couldn't believe it. It would have been the second time you picked against us this year, and I would have been really sad. So I appreciate it. Feels good to be back on the same page.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
given how shitty this week is in the NFL, is
yeah.
there anything you're looking forward to outside of NFL stuff? I put it on you, didn't I? Look at
You
that.
did. I don't even know what to say to that.
He's like, you know, I don't watch no baseball. God damn it.
I don't. But hey, if one of the ways that the Eagles feed is with the Phillies winning, I want the Phillies to win the World Series. I
Yes,
put it like
sir.
that.
Fuck
Put it like
Houston
that.
to the day I
Yeah.
die. I hate that
Oh yeah.
team.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I don't really got much either, man. I think that does it for us, right?
I think that does it for us, man, for sure. For sure. I
I'm
think that
kind of
does.
sad. I feel like this week has been dope. Like I kind of want to keep it going, you know? Like I
It's
wish we
it
had
I
more
mean
to
it's been
talk about.
hilarious. Yeah. Most definitely, man. Most definitely. But
But tell them where they can find you on the way out, brother.
yes, sir. You can follow me at Derek underscore OTS. That's DERRICK, the black way to spell it. But I'd much rather you follow the brand at OTS Media Co. All social media platforms. OTS Media, YouTube on YouTube. If you're watching this, you're on YouTube. If you have not done so yet, hit that like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell, get updates when we post new content for you guys. We have a lot more consistency with shows coming out now, so you'll be seeing more new uploads in the coming time. So be on the lookout for sure.
Heck yeah. You can catch me at Negron MMA on Twitter, as well as Chris Negron underscore on Instagram. And also, there's two things on the radar. Make sure that you check out The Real Deal by Damian Adams. I was on yesterday, recapping Monday, and also doing a halfway NFL award show. So we
Okay.
got to talk
Yeah.
about a lot of things, including basketball, UFC. I felt like a four-sport athlete out there by the time it was all said and done. But something notable. Please tell me if you agree. By the end of the by the end of the episode, dude, I was dying. It was like almost 2 a.m. over here by the time we were done. So
Oh wow.
literally, I started stuttering. I lost my train of thought when shitting on Kyrie Irving. It was great. The wheels went all the way off the track. So check that out. And
Most
on
definitely.
Thursday, I'm going to be dropping an episode of the MMA Archive on Pride 2. Got some awesome matchups, man. Marco Huas versus Gary Goodridge, two big name players at this point of time, and really showed what mixed martial arts had available at the moment. I mean, these are two guys that fought in the UFC a couple events ago, and now they're fighting in another premier organization. I wish we had some of that synergy still. Oh, and I'll give you guys this. How about this? Beautiful news event. I'm somebody who got my college degree covering this organization called Ryzen. Ryzen is an MMA promotion that is created by the same person who founded Pride. So let's be real, it's Pride 2.0. Um,
Yes.
they announced they always do a big New Year's Eve card where the event is huge and they try to change it so that it doesn't feel like a regular event. This year they announced for the first time I think I'm ever seeing anything like this. They're they've been working very closely with Bellator for many years now, allowing each other, sort of renting each other fighters for events. Like you could have this guy for this event as long as you give us these two guys for this next event.
Mhm.
But this time they're going all out and they're doing a Risen versus Bellator event in New Year's
Oh,
Eve in Japan. So it's going to be promotion versus promotion, the entire main card, a bunch of really good champions from Bellator fighting champions from Risen. Really dope event. So something to look forward to for the end of the year. That's 2 months from now, but
yeah.
still something to be excited for on the MMA side of things. So if
Yes, sir.
you're up about MMA stuff, make sure you check out the MMA archive. Got more history and more upcoming content coming up in the future. So that's it
Yes,
for
sir.
me.
Looking forward to it, bro. Looking
All right.
forward to it. Yes, sir. And thank you guys for watching and or listening. We'll catch you again next week. Peace.
Peace.